Hello everyone, my name is Radu. I'm a senior iOS engineer and I'm delighted to have you here. I plan to kick off a few tutorials about Vapor, server-side Swift. I have a first junior cat here who wants to learn Vapor, so bear with me. And let's start. First thing we need to understand is how can we get started with Vapor. So the thing that we need to do is first to install it, to see how we can use it, and what is the folder structure of a Vapor project, like the basics of the basics. We can see together. So what's Vapor, you might ask? So Vapor is a web framework written in Swift for Swift developers, which is designed to build backend applications with modern and type-safe approach. It's powered by Swift, the language itself, so it has like all benefits that you can have: safety, performance, and also concurrency. It's async and non-blocking. It's built on top of this framework called Swift Neo, which gives you a high performance. It can help you add a lot of stuff, so it's very extensible. It supports your own middleware, custom middleware if you want, authentication, and of course some database integrations such as MySQL, SQLite, Postgres, and so on. And what else? It can run cross-platform, runs on Linux, macOS, whatever. So it's great. So how to install it? You need three things to use Vapor. One is Xcode, or the Xcode tools. You install Xcode via the App Store. That's like the safest approach, or like different websites, xcodereleases.com, or from the Xcodes app, which is quite nice. I will share the details in the description of this video. You also need Homebrew. Basically, you need Homebrew to install the Vapor toolbox, which give you some nice actions like Vapor new project, and this will help you get started. What else? Right. So after you installed all of those things, you need to create a project, of course. You just run that command Vapor new and write the name of your project. Then after you're going to be asked if you want to use the Fluent database. We'll see together what it is. After you're done, just open the package.swift. You can double click it, or from terminal open package.swift. Wait for the packages to be downloaded and then run from Xcode if you want, or directly from your terminal, and that's it. You have your Vapor up and running. In terms of the folder structure, there are not that many folders, right? On the screenshots that you see there are like 4 files, I guess. If you omit the tests directory, you have like 3 or 4 if you count the package.swift. You have the public folder, which sits here on top. This contains the public files that you want to expose to the external world, such as, I don't know, images, icons to your Vapor application. Inside sources directory, you have the app, where all of your application logic goes there. Controllers is a thing that you might want to use to group your routes, like things, endpoints. I won't go much details for now, but we'll see together, of course. You have that configure.swift file and calls the entry point Swift, so directly calls that file. And inside the entry point, as you can guess, is the main application. This is where your entry point of the Vapor application is there, and routes is the thing that you configure your functions, register your path, endpoints, and so on. Alrighty, so let's see in action Vapor, and we're going to create a small application, play it around, see where it goes. All right, let's go.
First thing you want to do is to install Vapor, of course. So in order to do that, we can use this thing called brew, which installs like other things as well. And you go into your terminal and write brew install Vapor. I already have Vapor installed, so I won't have to do it again. And if you have it, you can run Vapor, whatever command you want. Here I'm running Vapor -h or minus help, and it will give me some information about the commands that are available. If you want to create a project, it's really easy to do. You go here, you can read it here, Vapor, new, and here you type the name of your, I don't know, application or whatever server you want to create. And then Vapor will ask me a few questions. I think a couple of them. First, would you like to use Fluent or ARM? Is like the thing that will help us save data, is actually the thing that it's built on top of a database and you write your models and so on. I will answer no for the moment. And if I would like to use Leaf as a templating, this is for mostly HTML and generating like content based on that. So we're not going to do that for the moment. So generating project files, and you see here a few files appear here with plus, this awesome logo, web framework for Swift. And that's it. This is everything that you need to do. If you don't want to be asked, you can, you saw those two questions, like, and it will generate the server for you. Now, if I do list files, I can see here it's all right. So I'm in the server. I can go here, and I don't want like to have this as part of the Git for the moment. I will just delete this folder Git, and that's it. And let's see. We have some Docker ignore, Git ignore, Docker file, Package.swift, whatever public sources. These ones are folders, and the others one are files, of course. So if you open Package.swift, it will open the project for you in Xcode. Today I'm using Xcode 16.2. Is the newest stable one available at the moment I'm recording this video. I don't have a fancy Mac, unfortunately. I have a i9 with Intel chip, so I don't have like this thing called the code completion Swift assistant. So this one is disabled on my machine, the predictive code completion. But I'm using GitHub Copilot, which is pretty nice. And of course, there's a new thing called Alex Sidebar, which if you're like coming from a different IDE, such as Cursor, is similar with Cursor. You have everything here on the right, and you can integrate with the chat. You can highlight parts of code and ask for help, and also you can apply the suggestions. And you have the options web thing, and you can change different agents, which is quite nice. I really like this application. So I recommend you to visit. Links will be in the video. All right, so the server has been generated here on the left, and I can see a bunch of files here and the dependencies, which are mostly about Swift Neo, and I think that is here. The entry point of application this kind is the manifest, the Swift package, and you can see it's using SPM, so Swift Package Manager, and it generated this thing for me. Things that you can see is like it's using Vapor, which is a public repository. You can go there and check the code. So it's built on top of Swift Neo, and here are the dependencies. So this is the first place you want to look when you build an application like the Swift package and so on. All right, so what else? We can see here it has some dependencies, targets. I won't go that deep into the package. If you're curious, you can always ask Jacob and explain better than me, so don't worry about that. On the left, I see here a bunch of folders like public, resources, app, controllers, configure Swift, and whatever tests. You need to care about is like entry point. This is where the main application sits, and it's actually an enum that has this main attribute, which like tells us this is the first point of entry into the application. There's like the generated code, which created an environment. If you want to support different environments such as staging, development, production, you can do that. Here we'll read that variable and then initiate the environment and also the logging system to track logs, print to consoles, and so on. Right, and finally, you have here a function configure, which is used to, like, if you want to generate or put multiple middlewares. These are the things that will capture some information before hitting the actual functions for your routes. You can do that here. Sure. And as you can see here, it's like accessing this routes function, which is quite nice. It generated me two things here, two closures. The one that's saying it works and the other one hello world. Here the difference is like this parameter is going to the path. So if I'm going to localhost/hello, it will be hello world, and here it will be it works if I'm just hitting the endpoint. So to run, you can either do it here, like Swift run, or directly from Xcode, Command R. Wait a bit so it builds the project first. While it loads, I'm going to use Postman, but you can also use like direct terminal and write your curl commands there. While it launches, it will take a bit of time. And you can write curl, get command, whatever, directly here in terminal. So anything fancy, but for the sake of, I don't know, it's more visual, I like Postman, and you can like simply use the UI here and send requests to specific endpoints. Right, so the terminal is, not sure if I mentioned it, oh my ZSH, it's like a theme. Okay, so it built the project, and now I can see here some things, a warning, no custom working directory set for this scheme using, here is the derived data folder. And another thing is like server started on this address. So if I'm going here and paste this address and send the information, you see here is like, it works. Send me the message that I was saying there. And if I do hello, I will get this message. So it's a fun way to play with routes and add here like the HTTP methods you want to listen to and return some information. And basically that's mostly the first thing that you want to play around with.